Hey YTPC, it's Buckeye Piper and
Ted Dewar Piper.
coming at you again with another video. Been a few weeks. The weather's been a little bit less than desirable. Got our cold temperatures now, and we got our little smoking quarters in the house made up, I guess, for the winter, such as it is. But it's a beautiful day here in southwest Ohio. I'm gonna call BS on the 70 degrees though.
Yeah.
That's one of our thermometers.
49, I think, is what the real temperature is.
Yeah, I think that one's like sitting right up in under the sun or something. So
My hand's telling me that it's not 70 degrees.
hence the heavy coat on today too. So, but nonetheless, it is a gorgeous day, and thought we'd come out here and say hello to everybody and catch you up on what's been going on the last couple of weeks.
Better start with some housekeeping.
Housekeeping indeed. Well, today I'm smoking my Mr. Brogg Seahorse. Got that, when was that, about a year ago?
Yeah.
About a year.
Came all the way from Poland.
Yep, beautiful pipe. It smokes really nice too.
What you got in there?
I am smoking some C&D's White Lightning, and that is quick becoming a favorite. It's got kind of a raspberry, it's a berry. Let's see. Here's what it says about it. White Lightning, a concentrated mixture of red and bright Virginias, is combined with a good measure of Perique and spiked with a bit of Applejack, followed by the flavors of raspberry and vanilla for an electrifying smoking experience. I do detect the Perique. I don't know what Applejack is. That's cereal. I know, but I don't taste any Applejack. It is? Oh. I was going to say, I remember Apple Jacks. It isn't the Apple Jacks I remember. You definitely get the raspberry on it, and it's almost from beginning to end, but I don't detect any vanilla in it. None at all. But nonetheless, it is quick becoming a very favorite. C&D White Lightning. Brett, how about you? What do you got today?
Got a new little country gentleman. Well, let me get my glove out of the way. New little country gentleman that I picked up yesterday. This is what, my fifth or sixth one of these country gentlemen now. So got smoking some Super Balkan C&D, made by C&D, and it's pretty good smoke. You know, pretty smooth, and it's all right. It's Latakia forward. And which is, I've mentioned before that I love my Latakia, so that's what I got going in here. And I'm getting that little bit of cream corn taste with my Latakia. It's a little strange, but kind of grows on it.
Cream corn?
Yeah, from the new pipe.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of that corn chowder I had last night. That's kind of like cream corn.
Yeah, but you couldn't smoke that.
No. Speaking of tobaccos and stuff, the homebrew stuff, I've been able to restrain myself. I've not cracked into it yet.
She's gone and looked at it.
I've
looked
looked
at the jar. She's expecting it to turn some funky color or something, I guess, because she goes in there and checks on it regularly. But I do have to give her credit. She has not broke a seal yet. So.
Nope. But there's another one I'm getting ready to put together too. Been getting into all this other stuff, and it's kind of gotten down on the bottom shelf literally and is forgotten about, but I'm going to put another one together that's the little piece of mesquite has been soaking in Kahlua for a week.
A little bit more than a week, I think. Probably a couple weeks.
No, I took it out and leached it.
Oh, that's right.
But yeah, we're going to be putting that in some Virginia and a little Perique in that, and setting that up, set it aside for a month, and we'll probably let that one go a couple, 3 months.
See what happens.
See what happens. So, like I said, we've been kind of delving into other little things here. Been doing the guitars and stuff, but a little thing that I picked up here just in the last couple days. I've been doing a little wood carving. I've always been mystified by the wood spirits. I think they are really cool. I wasn't a Lord of the Rings fan, but you know, I do love pictures of these guys, and started playing around with these 2 nights ago. There's I posted these up on Instagram, but there's a little wizard or a little wood spirit right there. That was my first attempt at one. And now he's kind of made into a pipe tamper. It's kind of big, but it'll work.
Country gentleman says it's a winner.
Fits down in there okay?
Yep. That's a winner.
The second one I made, I think this one will work even better. Here's the second one I made. I wasn't as happy with the way he turned out. Brett said he's got a tiki-looking mouth to him, and yeah, I guess he does. But he could be used as a pipe tamper too. That one might fit down in there a little bit better.
Test these all out.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, it didn't scream, so I guess it's good.
And this is the last one I made. I did him last night. Little guy right there. And
you got a wart on his nose.
Well, he sure as hell does. Yep. But that end right there, it's not the best. I guess if you've got a wide enough bowl, it'll fit down there. You can see I made an attempt at it, but yeah, it's a little pipe tamper too. But he was a lot of fun to make. It took probably about 3 hours on him. The other ones were probably about 2 hours each, but I think I'm going to start another one, and I'm really getting hooked on this carving, other than just sitting there whittling away aimlessly at pieces of twigs and stuff. I'm actually going to try and make something out of these guys.
You're doing good. Doing good.
So what's been up with you, buddy?
Not a whole hell of a lot. Now, let's see, since last time I put out a video, I got snake bit. Now,
You sure as hell did.
I sure did. I got snake bit. And now, any of y'all that follow us, you know that we've got lots of different critters, and I've got my ball pythons, and never had a problem with any of them. But I went to feed one night, and one of my little females in there, she's a sugar morph, real beautiful little snake. I'll be posting some pictures, I'm sure, doing a video on her here pretty soon. But she's always just the sweetest little thing, and when it's time for feeding, she usually sticks her. You can see her stick her head out of the of her little hide that she has. But she, you know, she's never aggressive or anything. She'll take the frozen thawed mouse away, or rat, off the tongs. But anyway, long story short, that night for some reason she was acting very peculiar, and the first one that I put in there for her, she snatched, she struck at. And then I came back a little while later for the second round, because each of them get 2 of them. And when I got in there, I realized that she was just playing around. Or no, she ate the first one. I went to give her the second one. She snatched that one. And she was playing around with the thing, and she kind of tore it, making a mess. And I would leave it in there most times, at least overnight for her. But this time I said, you know what, she's making a mess in there with this thing, and so she's obviously not as hungry. She's already had one. She'll be fine. I'll just take it out. So I did. And the next day I was checking on them, and I noticed that she was sitting up on top of her house, which is very unusual for her too. And I said, you know what, maybe she didn't get her second one. I'll go ahead and thaw her out another one, and I'll give her another one. Buddy, I'm gonna tell you what, that's exactly what she was waiting for. Because I got the thing thawed out, and later that evening I went ahead and went in there to give it to her. And she came off that enclosure real fast when I opened up her tub that she's in. She came off of it really, really fast. And she started like she was going to try to come out of the enclosure. And I reached up there like I normally do, just to put my hand over the top of her, and boom, boy, she struck me and nailed me right in the center of the hand.
Left the mark
And
too.
yeah, I had a little upside down smiley face. You know, it doesn't hurt, bleeds a lot, doesn't hurt. But I was just really surprised. And
Remember when Galen grabbed a hold of my thumb and wouldn't let
yeah,
go?
yeah, the little leopard gecko got her a couple of months
Boy,
ago.
I'll tell you what. Now she's not. We've had her for a couple of years now, and you would think a little critter that it ain't bigger than this. She's pretty as she can be too, sweet as she can be. Buddy, I'll tell you what, she's got some teeth on her. She likes to eat these wax worms. Brett says, try hand feeding her ones instead of just putting them down in her little dish. Try hand feeding them to her. Well, you know, under circumstances where she ate every single night, that might be okay when she wasn't as hungry. But it'd been a couple of 3 days, because they don't eat every single day. So it'd been a couple of 3 days, and she was hungry, and I put one down there. Buddy, she missed that damn wax worm and got a hold of my thumb and would not let go.
Let go.
I said, Brad, I said, what the hell am I going to do? This leopard gecko, she's hanging on to me. How do we finally get her loose?
She turned loose.
She
That's all you
finally
can
turned
do.
loose.
You don't want to yank it loose because you'll end up
You'll hurt her.
hurting the critter. That's the same way with snakes too. So, but it just goes to show that, you know, Sweets, the little sugar. Well, she's not so little anymore. She's getting on up there. But she, you know, when you got critters that have a feeding response, you have to respect that feeding response because, you know, she was still hungry because I had taken away the second one the night before. And so she was ready, thinking that I was going to bring another one in there. She'd probably been sitting there all night. And she's ready to go ahead and hit whatever was warm that showed up, you know, in front of that tub. So I just had to kind of laugh that off. You know, wasn't no big deal. This last week when I went to feed, she did her normal thing where she was just she up inside of her hide. She kind of peeked her head out there, and I take it. She snatched the first one, but then the second one, she acted like she didn't want it. I just laid it in front of her door and checked on her a little while later, and I could see she had pulled it on inside the thing. So anyway, just one of those things. If you're gonna have critters that have a feeding response like that, you got to respect it, and you can't ever take things for granted. And those ball pythons it's kind of hard not to take stuff for granted with them because they're extremely docile creatures, and very rare that they would. Well, I tell you that they will not strike in defense. The only thing that they will strike at is if they're ready to eat and that feeding response is going. So anyway, that's just one of those things. All part of it. I ain't hurt, and
Hear the school bus.
yeah, we probably got a school bus coming up here.
There might be a pause here, so
Yeah, we'll just let it run.
yeah.
What else we got going on?
So how much your
Oh, here's an update on my knee. Went back to the doctor again. I was thinking that I was going to get my surgery scheduled, and then they went ahead to tell me exactly how this is going. I have to go now. So apparently, I have some kind of rare bacteria that has gotten into that implant and into the bone around the implant, and causing the it sounds like to me it's kind of like that it's causing my body to reject this implant in my knee. So I was informed, my main doctor, I didn't see him this last time. I saw one of the lady doctors that works there. She was all excited because she said this was the first case that she had ever seen of this. Apparently what's going to happen now is that they're going to have to go in there and they're going to have to remove the implant and some more bone, and then they're going to put in she said a concrete spacer, and then I'll have to go on some long-term intravenous antibiotics
For months.
For quote months and months is what she said. And after that, they will, after they're certain that this has wiped out this crazy bacteria that's gotten in there, then I'll go back and they'll go back in there, remove the spacer, and they will put in a new implant back in there. So the bad news is it looks like I'm looking at a lot of more recovery time, and I'm not looking at one more surgery. I'm looking at two surgeries spread out by months and months.
It sounds like me it's going to go into almost a year.
It could be, you know. But the good news is that they, you know, I was told that when they do this type of thing, that pretty much 100% that people that have to go through this, that they never have a problem with the implant again after that. So so that's where it is now. I'm just kind of in limbo land until they can get me. They got to send me to an infectious medicine place, because they're going to have to put some kind of IV thing for the antibiotic in my chest, and then they'll schedule the surgery to go rip everything out, and then I start the months and months, you know. So anyway, that's what that is. It is what it is, and that's part of the reason I haven't been back on here in the last few weeks, because I'll be honest with y'all, this weather changing and stuff like that, it does a number on me, and me just being in limbo like this, I just don't have a whole lot of energy, or I think I told Ronin Piper in a message that I sent to him or whatever, that my non-painful energy times just come in spurts right at the moment. So, but it will all work out. No big deal.
God willing.
Speaking of weird things, and if you see I'm wearing gloves today, folks, I'm just going to do let's do a public service announcement. How about this? I was a career truck driver, and I have been in the most extreme climates all over this country, all up in Canada, all over this country. I'm also born and raised in the South, and I've been stupid because I've always refused to wear gloves. It didn't matter how cold it was outside. I always used the excuse, I can't feel what I'm trying to do, you know. So if you're in extreme climates, especially cold, but it can be extreme either way, hot or cold, wear some gloves. Don't be stupid, because about 4 years ago, I've been having something that happened with my hands for probably the last decade, but about 4 years ago I was diagnosed finally, and it's called Ronin syndrome, and it's directly related to the fact that I have put my hands and had them exposed to such extremes for so long that now I've got this thing that I can't get rid of. And essentially what it is that the temperatures drop down around 50 or so, and my hands, it starts in my hands, goes to my feet, do the same thing, but it starts with my hands. My sensors down here start telling my brain that I'm freezing to death at about 50 degrees, and my hands start burning, and it'll start tingling, then it starts burning, and it literally feels like my hands are on fire. But what's actually happening is that my brain thinks that I'm freezing to death, so it starts pulling all the blood out of my hands. So, long and short, boy, that's a bad sun, ain't it?
It is.
Long and short, folks.
Temporary blackout.
Yeah, temporary blackout. Wear gloves. Don't be silly like I was. You know, wear gloves, because it can happen to anybody. Some people it doesn't affect. This is something that, you know, I was just one of the lucky ones on that. So anyway, that's my public service announcement for the day. So, what else we got?
Gosh, I think we've just about covered everything.
Yeah. Well, I'll just go ahead and say, a lot of y'all already know this. I did go ahead and set up an Instagram account. It's Tetdur Piper. A lot of folks on here already follow me. I appreciate a follow, and I'll follow back. And sometimes now that I know what the Instagram's kind of about, sometimes as far as, you know, I can kind of keep things, contacts and stuff better with the Instagram than being able to say that I can do a
Yeah.
video, you know, all the time. It's a lot easier
Right.
for me to go in there and post a picture or something like that.
That's
But,
what old Hoss says too.
yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
yep, need to look up Smiling Hoss too, because our German Shepherd got a hold of his mom's phone and went in there and started up an Instagram too when he
Yeah.
saw so.
He's at Smilin SMILIN_Hoss HOSS. Yeah, that's one of our nicknames we give him because he does like to smile on cue, and some other things on cue too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's you'll be able to see some pictures on that account too. So
Well, you got anything else?
I think that's about it. I want to apologize to there were about 3 or 4 of y'all out there that I had said when you came out with your 100 sub goals that I was going to try to do a video, and I really had intended to do that. And I congratulate y'all on your stuff, and I congratulate the winners, whoever did win those. I know it's Waves Java, Pig Leg Piper, Ronin Piper. There's a couple others in there that I had full intentions of doing the videos for y'all, but I just hadn't been able to do it. But
Oh, I do want to mention one other thing, and I apologize sincerely if I haven't subbed to you. First of all, thank you for all the subscriptions that I've gotten. I know I've gotten a few new ones, and I really appreciate you guys. But I want to throw in that I can't remember if I mentioned this in another video or not, but I can't always see who's subscribed to me. Like, I went in one day last week, and YouTube says I had 104 subscribers, yet I only 104 or 114, yet I only counted like 83, I think it was. So there's like almost 30 of them in there roughly or something that aren't showing up, and I'm not sure why that is. It says that some accounts that may not show up because they're private, but
I'm gonna tell you something, folks. The way that I look at it, I'm not gonna sub back, and if I can't see your account, I mean, it's only fair. I'm just lurking or something like that. It kind of creeps me out, so it could be CIA or something like that, right?
you never know.
Yeah, so never do know. So we're all infiltrated, right?
Right.
But anyway, because I've got a couple people on my account too that I don't see who it is. I can't see who it is. The numbers don't match. It could be just a fluke in YouTube. But say something. Let me know who you are.
Right, me
And
too.
everything. So, because it's just a little creepy right there. So,
Yeah.
But anyway, that's
I think that's it. So, anyway, hope everybody's having a good fall and enjoying themselves and taking care of yourselves and keeping warm and all that good stuff. And appreciate y'all stopping by. So, Brett, unless you got anything else, I guess we'll say goodbye to the good folks then.
God bless to everybody.
God bless y'all, and we'll see you again real soon. Take care.